Here we go, take 3.
The fact is, your adulthood is the almost direct outcome of whatever it is that has happened to you during your childhood. And if what you have experienced in your childhood was really, really bad, if you've gone through what is called ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, then your adulthood wouldn't look as good as it could have been. This is the topic of today's video.
So it's embarrassing, you know, it's simultaneously how they've got 500,000 in a cult of loyal followers, but also how they have no executive function and really no realistic goals. Just this sort of strange shared fantasy that's pretty much guaranteed to implode.
Video. How your childhood F's your adulthood. And apropos effing, my name is Sam Vaknin, and I'm the author of Malignant Self-Love. Aside, let us delve right in. The Adverse Childhood Experiences ACE study was a collaborative effort between Kaiser Permanente of San Diego, California, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, in Atlanta, Georgia. The concept of adverse childhood experiences refers to various traumatic events or circumstances which affect children between the age of 0 and 18. These adverse childhood experiences cause both mental and physical impairment. For example, people who have gone through more than 4 adverse childhood experiences are much less likely to be healthy later on in adulthood, and I'm talking about the physical body. The body keeps the score.
I am worried that, well, I don't know if mouth breathing really is dangerous for you, like gives you more sleep apnea and it's really like restricted sinuses, or like people keep their lisp because they're told it's cute, so they self-infantilize with a lisp. Is their little pout cute, and that's how they become mouth breathers? I think given that Destiny Cyrus, that's her actual name, she was called Smiley Cyrus because she was a mouth breather, so she looked like she was smiling when she was little. So instead of fucking redneck Billy Ray Cyrus didn't get her any help, or I don't know what the hell it is, sinuses, adenoids, so she could breathe through her nose, as humans are designed to filter the air. Anyway, I think maybe it is a sign of self-infantilization that both Matty and Kelly display. Neoteny.
Now, the 10 classical adverse childhood experiences include physical abuse, sexual abuse, psychological abuse, physical neglect, psychological neglect, witnessing domestic abuse, witnessing drug or alcohol abuse, mental health problems of other family members, and imprisonment of other family members, as well as, of course, the big D, divorce.
And I think they were both subjected to, it's not PC to say it, religious delusional disorder, because it was a confirmation basket he made, and I think they got married, sort of semi-religiously.
These are the classical adverse childhood experiences, but of course these are not the only ways to traumatize or abuse a child.
I think he got mocked by his siblings, and that's what made him hyper-vigilant.
If you use a child as an instrument, as your servant, as someone whose role in life is to realize and actualize your unfulfilled wishes and dreams?
I really worry in one of the videos of Katie and Kelly singing. I'm hoping it's just a studio, because if it's the giant music room of her father, maybe it's her father's thwarted musicianship that had them be in a singing duo. And Kelly's the more talented, playing an instrument, writing songs. Katie's possibly a better singer, but not as beautiful and envious of her sister Kelly. So they were just set up for sort of competitiveness, which is, you know, how ABBA did so well, and the split ends, but, you know, doesn't work for everyone.
If you instrumentalize the child, if you parentify the child, you impose on the child parental chores and tasks. The child parents you rather than the other way around. You know, all these, if you pedestalize the child, idolize, pamper and smother the child, spoil the child, this is also a form of abuse because you're denying the child access to reality, friction with the world, the opportunity to grow via adversity and conflict. Of course, the all-important inclusion in a peer group. So there are many ways to traumatize and abuse children. They all lead to massive consequences later in adulthood. Today I'm going to focus on just a few, of the mental health consequences in adults who have had an unhappy childhood with parents who are bad or dead. Dead not in the physical sense, but in the psychological sense. Emotionally absent, depressed, uninterested, neglectful, abandoning, rejecting, sadistic, narcissistic, and so on and so forth. So the adulthood of such children doesn't look too good. Start with narcissism. In most of these children, there's a common need for validation. Now, there are three developmental pathways to narcissism. One is when the child is frustrated, rejected, sadistically abused, mistreated, ignored, neglected. That's one pathway. The second pathway is exactly the opposite. When the child is idolized, idealized, pedestalized, smothered, instrumentalized, fused with a parent, in a symbiotic relationship, parentified. This is the second pathway. So, situation where there's no validation in childhood, a situation where there's too much validation in childhood. And the third pathway, developmental pathway, towards the psychopathology known as narcissism, is when the child is exposed to intermittent reinforcement, but by the same source. A mother who is hot and cold, hating and loving. A father who is withholding and then smothering, etc.
So I'm saying they were both idealized, Katie and Kelly, by their respective families, and then also beaten and terrorized. So intermittent reinforcement, I think, caused them both to be some sort of narcissist. A people pleaser in Kelly's instance. Creativity is a sign of psychopathy. And in his, definitely somatic narcissism.
When there is intermittent reinforcement,
and he, of course, is schizoid. He was single for 8 years and, well, he did have neighbours when he was purportedly living alone for 2 years.
Emanating from the same source, a role model, an influential peer, parental figure, caregiver, and so on and so forth, this could also lead to narcissism. There's a constant need for external regulation and validation that is very common among the survivors of adverse childhood experiences. Too little validation creates a strong need for external validation in adulthood, but too much validation leads to an addiction to validation, the very same outcome, seeking narcissistic supply. This is, of course, accompanied with anxiety and a kind of coercive behavior, a behavior that is imposing, that is unpleasant, and generates in the narcissist's environment the uncanny valley reaction.
That's all I can see when I see them.
Something is wrong. That is the first and a very common outcome of adverse childhood experiences.
Oh, he's gonna go on about how cold it is and icy, I think. He's boating to go look at his other boat. He's got a pretty big microphone there. He gets his feet tangled in his rope. That's expert. I'm just interested in this ridiculous comment he makes.
Oh, yeah. She's got some water in her. Not too bad, though.
She, her.
We gotta go check on the big boat anyway. We'll just pull the plug when we drive down there and it'll all suck out.
Pull the plug when we go down there and it'll all suck out.
If you know, you know. The old 60 Enduro. Iconic motor. She drinks the gas like a thirsty kid in gym class, but...
The fucking motor Enduro. She fucking drinks the gas like a fucking thirsty kid in gym class. Isn't that just what you want to hear out of your gallant young husband? So, we've gone from shit to shagging, now it's fucking.
She goes.
She goes.
Hold her no. She'll go.
She goes. She goes. It's that sort of weird machismo misogyny.
Oh yeah, just like that, baby.
Baby. We're all his babies, 'cause he's our daddy. I am getting a headache listening to this fucker. Alright, this is also endearing apparently. This is what the people want. How much... I can't do the maths, I don't know how much diesel or petrol or whatever it is he's using aimlessly, driving around endlessly. It's all vroom vroom with Maddie.
Like, I don't know, quarter mile from the house, nowhere.
She's only quarter mile from the house. So is this a little inlet where it won't get smashed in the weather on the beach? It needs some paint, it needs some help. Or some care. Some time and care. Oh, he's had time to get his drone up but not paint the boat. Oh, we can see him doing his drone. It's all about
Really, there's only a few things we gotta check.
Steven fucking Spielberg here.
Batteries and the ropes. Let's hold it around for chafe. Big one is the bilge. Down here.
So I've seen this. This is very bad for
She's always got a little squirt
people
in
with
the bottom
urgent
of her. The old
continence.
bottom
Cover
offset.
your ears.
It'll just keep the smell down. So really, you just gotta check, make sure if there's enough power to run the bilge when it gets too much. This here is my handy dandy bilge pump tester.
I hate the oh, there it is. I really hate the
Here,
Greenpeace ads.
Alright, well, that's the
Actually,
main thing. As long as she got enough power to keep her bilge pumps going.
she, her, village.
It's been pretty cold the past few days, so I am going to run the old girl for 40 minutes, so I'll just charge everything up and keep her going.
Oh,
This is
girl.
the Perkins 135. No idea what year. Cold stars. Okay.
So he's just going to sit out there idling the boat for 40 minutes. He didn't make a garden. He hasn't made a greenhouse. He's not getting firewood, finding logs. Why doesn't he go for a drive and look for rogue logs? Oh my God, is this like the engine equivalent of watching paint dry? Oh, look at him.
What a sweet, sweet sound.
Ooh. What a fucking Neanderthal. And this is his whole shtick. So he's been a bachelor for 8 years working on an oil rig. Is that where he got his arm tattooed? So he's like the little boy of the rig. Was he the bitch of the rig?
Only other thing to check now is the ropes in front.
So it's why he's so uncouth and like a nasty little kid with his wife.
That's an old piece of Ronnie's blanket that's sliced up and wrapped around the ropes so it wouldn't chafe on the boat. Looks good.
Didn't paint the boat.
Lots of houses and cabins down here. There used to be over 200 families here back in the day before everything went to shit with fishery. Sadly, most of these people are only here in the summer, so it's been just me and Kelly for most of it.
That must be so horrific for her. She hasn't got a girlfriend to confide in to keep her sane.
Those are good for another day.
No wonder she's gone to shit and got dirt rash. She hasn't got a girlfriend to say, hey sister, you've got a knot in your hair. Fuck me. There's a whole Wagner episode. Oh, for Christ's sake, shut up. There's a whole episode about partners who, men mainly, men who refuse to wash themselves and then force themselves on their wives. It's a form of humiliation. So I wouldn't fucking put that sort of kink past him, because he knocked down the bathroom and then didn't build another one. Just dawdled. He nearly put a window in a few weeks ago, but he managed to put his knee through it and break it. It was a skinny-ass, shitty piece of glass that would have cut the 2-year-old in half if it had tapped it.
Newfoundland is one of the greatest hidden gems in the world, if you ask me.
He's absolutely grifting the whole time, but he's not going to be buying the baby any presents, he told us. And they can sit in the corner, seen and not heard, and they're going to use shitty old windows, poorly insulated. They're on the island on the edge of Newfoundland. He should have triple glazing, so it's false economy. He's already said he's run out of wood and he's feeling annoyed he has to cut wood every 1 or 2 days. So he's waited out there till it's dark and he won't have to do any jobs. She's, cooking up some sort of dumpling, I imagine. Oh, hang on, I've got the neighbour here. Now, I don't want to be unnecessarily harsh, and I'm an old Karen now, but, the point is, I was as this girl is she's 27, I was probably 23 when I was doing all this for my drunk lawyer, but it's not MasterChef quality, isn't it? It's not really even junior MasterChef. She's made some stodgy little pasties, only to say it so critically because the part of the neoteny of their cult is it's like she's a child prodigy for having made these pasties. Not that she's a 27-year-old woman and they look a bit clunky, but it's as if she is under 9 years old, and it's another kindergarten marvel, a kindergarten presentation. So she's done that while he's sat in the boat revving the motor. Now what's he doing? Just walking around outside inanely while she gets it already? Because she's his mother. Oh, I remember he said that weirdly. He didn't actually say thank you to her, but she took it as that.
So it's delicious. Great job, dear.
Looks delicious, great job, dear. But not thank you. She said thank you to him.
Well, we're on a different kind of adventure
That's
today, folks.
entrainment.
We're heading to the mainland. Big deal. Me and Kelly haven't left the area
Isn't that strange? An awkward little exchange. She's got dressed up for dinner while he's tromping round outside filming the darkening house. There's never banter. There's never conversation. It's just sort of histrionic shout-outs. It's bizarre. Cannot understand the appeal.
Must be a couple of weeks now, for sure. And we're not just going to the mainland for a run supplies. We're going to the mainland to go skidooing with the boys. And Kelly's never been on a skidoo before, or maybe you call it a snowmobile.
Oh, I can't be asked doing this now, that's for sure. But yes, they go cook in the snow, zoom around on skidoos and come back. So none of this are they fixing the house.